check mic 1 2?
Just my audio level. I like to push up my output volume just a little bit.
I don't even know what that means.
Not too much, just a smidgen. Oh, let me put my phone on silence mode like a professional.
Oh yeah, I don't always do that.
What were you gonna say? You were gonna say something.
I was gonna say, I'm just checking and making sure I have everything correct here. Did you know that we're in a peanut butter shortage?
No, I did not.
And I'm
As of
upset.
when?
I don't know, but apparently we're in a peanut butter shortage now. And like it happened, somebody said something in the hospital yesterday about how there was no peanut butter, and I was like, wait, do we have like a tampon, a baby formula, and now a peanut butter shortage going on? Like, it seems like that should not be the thing that breaks me, but I feel like that's the straw. Like, I'm broken. I need my peanut butter. And then apparently it's true. Apparently there really is a shortage.
I hadn't heard that yet. I mean, I just saw the post of the tampon shortage making its rounds around, TikTok and, Instagram. I'm like, thank God I use a period cup. I don't have to worry about that. But
I know you want me to use the Diva cup. I saw your post, and it's not going to happen. It's just, I've tried. It just doesn't work for me. I gave it an effort.
There are other cups. That particular one just happens to work for me.
Woman,
there are other
I work
cups.
for 12 hours at a clip on my feet. I do not have. I need faith.
But it's
or multiple pants.
But you can still, like, on the heavy days, use the cup and a pad for extra security.
I don't know if I trust it.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm going on 6 years now, 5-6 years. I love it. I'm never looking back. I wish I trusted this when I first heard about it eons ago, but I was like, what? A cup of my vagina? What are you talking about? Make sense.
I do see the ones that have an applicator, and that makes me feel happier.
That makes me feel horrified. I don't want applicators.
Why?
I don't know. Reminds me of
I feel like taking it out doesn't bother me as much as trying to shove it in there and making sure I get the right.
It's so easy.
Seal.
You just fold it and pop it up in there.
It's easy because you've been doing it for like 97 years, Naomi.
That's true.
Now,
also, there's
how
videos.
Many of us are going to be? Oh my God, we're going to be forced into all becoming a cup-wearing society, which is fine. But the learning curve, I don't have time for the learning curve.
Look, I will admit,
patience to take care of.
I couldn't figure out, it's like, I can't get it out. And I just had to calm myself down and
because you got a suction. There's suction.
Figure it out. I figured it out. It was like a 2-month learning curve. It took 2 period cycles for me to this is how it works best for me in terms of inserting it and taking it out.
Do you know what else I heard the other day? And I had to process it before I spoke on it. Apparently, a couple of the big name period panty companies are being sued because their panties are made with I think it's PFOAs or whatever it is, one of those cancer causing things.
PFSAs yes, Oh no. Wasn't the whole point to make us feel not only secure and to have a healthier alternative?
Yeah, now I'm going to have a cancer-ridden vagina because I've been wearing my Nick's panties.
Oh my gosh. Why? Why would they?
I'm just telling you that the more I hear about the world today, the more I want to be a hermit.
Well, I mean, I can't just blame detach. You. I can't blame you.
Because at least if I live in my own blissful ignorance, only I can piss myself off.
That is absolutely correct.
Now, that's very selfish and that's not helping anybody, but
we're talking about how we feel.
There are moments. Yeah. There are moments where I just want to build a yurt in the woods and stay there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hear you. It's a lot going on.
I know that's not the point of this, but I just really needed to talk to you about it, and I haven't been able to talk to you all
You
day, and
know,
now we're recording. So we're going to talk about periods and peanut butter.
somebody look. There are going to be probably a handful of books.
Name of this episode: Periods and peanut butter. What to read this
I
summer?
love it. That there's a show title. There are going to be at least a handful of books that talk about these shortages that come out next year. Just know that's going to happen.
100%.
Because it's life, life. All right.
And I'm about to get a new jar of peanut butter because my jar of peanut butter is only 70. Do you know peanut butter is a major food group in this
I guess
household.
you better start figuring out how to grow your own peanuts and make your own.
What was his name? Carver? I'm not Carver. I'm having flashbacks to elementary school.
Just an idea. Just an idea.
I'll make my peanut oil car and actually,
things are looking
peanut oil car.
Things are looking pretty bleak, so don't rule it out.
Well, I was also watching because the clock app, the lovely clock app. Somebody put a clip of, I guess, Lindsey Graham. Oh, don't we love him?
So wonderful.
And Bernie Sanders were having a debate. Not Brandy Sandy. Bernie Sanders were having some debate, and the clip was like Lindsey Graham acted a fool, and then Bernie Sanders explaining how, yeah, we do need to fix the gas prices because, and I didn't realize, when people give you numbers and you're like, well, that just hurts. Their cash, they're gouging us at the pump, but when they're like, he's like, the last time gas prices were X $100 a barrel, I don't remember what it is, like 140, 180, whatever. Gas prices were like $3 a gallon.
Yeah.
And when you hear that, you're like, well, fuck you.
Exactly. Exactly. Gas is making me so sad. I mean,
well, I don't do anything because what am I going to do, Naomi? I can't go anywhere. It's too expensive.
I'm like, when I want to do something or make a run, I'm like, do I really need to?
Do I need to go there?
Need to make this run? And then the answer is always, no, I don't. No, I don't.
No. So I'm going to sit here in my house and read all these damn books.
I have a new note in my phone for things I'm going to do once gas prices are lower.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we are.
I found a couple through the clock app because I'm becoming a record on repeat here. They've been putting out because it's summer, there's all these accounts that put out things that are like things to do to get out of New York City, and it's all come up here, and but there's all these hikes in the state parks, and I didn't realize how many of them had swimming holes.
Oh, really?
And legitimate swimming holes, you actually are allowed to swim in them, not there just happens to be a swimming hole, it's part of the allure. And they're 4 or 5 miles, not 4 or 5 miles, that would be great, 4 or 5 hours away, which is totally a fine drive.
Yeah.
We could go away for the night and go for a hike, come back, camp out of the car, whatever. Gas prices.
It's but yeah,
10 hours driving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's not happening. But it makes me mad.
This is where we are in the world, folks. It's not great. It's not great. I'm sad.
I'm sad too.
But at least we have all the books in the world.
Yeah, because then I can go somewhere else for a little bit. We can go
to so many places. And yeah.
Some of them are even better than here.
A lot of them are better than here. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Anywho.
Okay.
What you reading?
Well,
woman,
I just started reading yesterday an arc that I got from Henry Holt. Is that the Henry Holt? Yes, Henry Holt. Henry Holt and Company. It's called Not Safe for Work by Isabel Kaplan.
I'm
enjoying it.
Intrigued by the cover.
Right? I'm enjoying it so far. So what's her name? I'm only 35 pages in, but I'm into it so far. So we're following this fresh Harvard grad who wasn't really sure what she wanted to do with her career or her life or whatever, and she decides, well, I do and I have always liked stories and writing and that sort of thing. So like maybe, TV is the place for me. I can, be a writer or a script developer or whatever. So it's kind of her journey going, to LA and, making contacts, meeting people and trying to like get her foot in the door as an assistant. That's not great, but she's like doing her best. And I guess like for me, I do love a story where someone is confused about their path and they're trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure it out. I like to watch that journey. But she's kind of funny. The mom's a trip. The mom has an interesting backstory. So her parents divorced when she was young, but when her mother was like 4 days out from graduating from college, she was raped. And so
Oh.
she became a lawyer and she opened up like the first like rape legal assistance kind of an organization. But then she met
Mm-hmm.
her then husband and kind of left things behind and started a new life with him. And she's kind of always regretted it because she thinks about the career that she could have had she just kind of stayed where she was without, being attached to a husband and then, having a family. And so it's kind of like a sensitive topic for her. But when she and the
Mm-hmm.
husband divorced, she really, really just kind of like I guess like built her life around her kids. So her and her daughter are like very, very close. Some would say not in the most healthy way, maybe
Tuco.
a little bit too like codependent on one another, but they're very, very close. So it's interesting like watching their dynamic play out as well. And I'm already having, like, heart feelings about the mom and, looking back at the life that, she could have had and, wanting her daughter to have more and to really stand to her own on her own 2 feet and get what she wants. So again, I'm only like 35 pages in, but so far I'm enjoying it. And this is out
How's
in July. Let's see. This is out I think July 5th what? There's no day on here. I'm sorry.
Sometimes they don't put it because they change
Yeah,
it. I'm
but
not
look
sure.
for it in July.
Um, that does sound good. And how sad is it that that's a really commonplace narrative for
So
women
common.
that they have to change their whole
Their whole
life
life.
just because they're having a
Yeah.
family, and it's like all your stuff has to go on the back burner.
Meanwhile, yeah.
Meanwhile, other people get to make a
Mhm.
life. Well, I'm actually really excited that I'm currently reading this because somebody just won the Women's
Yes, she
Prize.
did.
So I am
Yes.
currently like, I don't know, 40% of the way through the Book of Form and Emptiness by Ruth Ozeki. And I have been seeing this book around. I think I first caught it on probably like Eric Carl Anderson, watching him. And just however he described it, I was like, I just feel like this is the book for me.
Mhm.
This is the list of book. I'm going to love this book. You read it, right?
Yep.
And so I finally found myself a thrifted copy. I bought it off of Pango and started it this week. And I love this book. It's so stinking
Yeah, it's really
good.
good.
So you have um this mom and her son, and it opens with the father passing away. The mother, like uh many a woman, had a career path in mind, and then she got pregnant. She wanted to be a librarian. She ended up getting this job like organizing news. Basically, they used to
Mhm.
cut it out of newspapers, and then everything went digital. And um, so you're watching her whole life change from like her husband passing away to like her job constantly changing to having to raise this kid alone. She starts coping with her grief by being a hoarder, and it gets rapidly out of control.
Sure.
And like at the same time, her poor son wakes up one day, and like the things in the house are talking to him, like all the things talk to him. And he's so we're talking about grief, we're talking about mental illness, we're talking about um, just consumerism. Like, do we need all the
Mhm.
things? And I just love how like it's a book. Like your narrator is a book,
Right.
and how many times they talk about like books being sort of sentient and not like in a not they're not like we're talking about like evil grimoires that are like trying to bite
Right.
you in a thing. Like they're actually like books are an active participant in the relationship that we have with them, which I think is just like a lovely
Yes.
idea. And it's a quirky little book, and not little, quirky, chunky, and I am really loving
Mhm.
it. And I need to read more of it today, but I've been a little busy doing some other things preparing for today. So yeah,
I agree. It's a
that's
really
what
good
I'm
book, and
reading.
that was my first
Oh,
Ruth Ozeki book. I haven't
see,
read
I
anything
did
else by her
not.
before.
You were professional and turned off your ringer. I was not. So I'm sorry. So that was your first Ruth Ozeki. It's my
Mm-hmm.
first too.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm really enjoying it. I want to read more from her. And I was excited today when I saw that because I didn't even realize today was the day they were picking the
Yeah.
Women's Prize winner.
Yeah. It was so funny because like from the short list, I just had no inkling as to who they were gonna choose. I was like, I don't even know. I don't know where this is going. And I didn't have
I
a
don't even
favorite
know.
pick or anything. I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. So I think the only book that I wasn't able to get my hands on from the short list was that book, the the bread the devil need.
Oh, yes.
And in
Yeah,
my
I
heart
haven't
is
read
I
that
feel like
yet
it's probably
either.
the best one on that list. So I'll track it down at some point this year.
You'll
Yeah.
find it. And maybe it is the best
Mm-hmm.
book.
Yeah. But I read the other
But this is
ones.
very good, and I feel like I obviously haven't read all of them, so I can't compare them all. But it's really good. I don't feel so far, and I don't feel like it was a poor choice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that
Yeah.
now. But also, I just feel like it's a very Alyssa book, so I may be a bit biased.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Really
Well.
cool. So
Well, guess what's coming
we're
up?
actually gonna we'll get what's coming up. Is it
Summertime.
summer? Aren't we already in
No, it's
summer?
not summertime yet, is it? Isn't summer like June 20th or something? Or
Oh yeah, I guess
it
so.
just already feels like it. I know you don't love summer.
I don't know. What? I
Do you
love
know? Oh,
summer.
it's spring you don't like because of your
I don't like
allergies. Yeah.
spring. I don't like spring and I don't like winter. I only like summer
Yeah,
and
summer's
fall.
my
We are going
favorite.
into the 6 months of the year that I actually don't
Yeah,
hate.
it's my favorite. I love it.
I shall be happy until about mid November,
Yeah.
December. And then I will enter seasonal affect
I
disorder.
mean, I don't love the
Alyssa.
humidity, but I love summer. I just love it.
It's not that hot. Like all day you've been telling me how like the heat is
Oh my
killing you,
gosh.
and it must be crazy in Virginia because it's actually quite pleasant up here. In the shade, it is very
No.
comfortable. And the sun it gets a little warm, but not really.
I was outside managing the moon bounce, and the sun's just beaming on me and my daughter, and we're like, are you feeling sick? Because I'm feeling sick. I'm feeling sick. Are you feeling? Yeah, we don't feel great. We don't feel
Oh,
great. It's like, can we
you need
oh, we drank all the
water
water. We drank all the water.
and like a bag of plain Lay's.
Well,
Just a little
i'm
bag. Get a little
i'm
salt.
having Cheez-Its
Hmm.
today. That's just what's happening. That's going to be my dinner, and I'm just doing
What?
it. So
I have nothing in the house, and tomorrow, like I barely even have peanut butter. And then tomorrow I have to. I'm upset about this. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to have an order for Jesus to pick up at the store. So I don't know. Maybe I'll be bad and put Cheez-Its
well,
on it.
that's happening. That's what I'm doing today. So
I don't know. I think today I have Impossible chicken
mm-hmm.
nuggets. I think I make those, and I have like a cauliflower based. Gosh, what is it called? It's some sort of spicy sauce thing from Trader
Mm-hmm.
Joe's. It's delicious because it's Trader
Yeah.
Joe's and like one of their dipping sauces. I can't. The name of it is escaping me at this moment, but it's good. Like, but maybe it's buffalo sauce. I don't know.
Mm.
Something like that. Something like that.
Yes.
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Tasty.
So that is what I'm going to be doing when we're done recording today. I need to work out for 30 minutes and then do
I
that.
love it. I love it. All right. Well, let's get
So,
into it. Tell the folks what our topic
yes,
is today.
today we are gathered here today to discuss
Did we love it?
upcoming summer. Really beloved. We are here to talk about summer frontlist. We're here to give you some summer recommendations, books that we are looking forward to coming out in the summer. We each have
Yeah.
10. This was a very weirdly difficult thing to pick, if I'm honest with you, because it's only 10, but I did it.
Oh, if you wanted to up it, I'm down with upping the number. I'm never going to
I
say no
know.
to upping the number.
I may have a secret 11th
Oh,
just because I didn't know it was a thing that was
okay.
happening. And I was like,
Okay.
well,
What?
Miss Ma'am, we're going to talk about
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. And there was a 12th, but I took it off because I think you might talk about it.
Okay.
So we'll see. Anywho, actually, I feel like there's a couple here you might talk about. I don't know. Do you want to go first?
Sure. All right.
I tried to actually put mine in chronological order.
I did. I put them in chronological order, and I added the publishing house for people that may care about that. I care
Oh
about
my
that.
god, I just drooled. I just drooled on camera, like straight drooled, like a mastiff out my face. That I'm disgusted. Everybody ignore me. I'm disgusted with myself. Continue.
All right, all right. My first book on the summer front list is Identity by, oh boy, Mithu Sanyal. I'm pretty sure that's not correct. And this book comes out June 14th. I think that's next Tuesday. No, that was yesterday. So it's out now. And it's out from Astra House. Let me read a little bit of the synopsis, just a little bit. It says the sellout meets interior Chinatown in this satirical debut about a German Indian student whose world is upended when she discovers that her beloved professor, who passed for Indian, is in fact white. I'm just going to leave it there because we have 20 books to
Ooh.
give you. So I'm just going to give you short little snippets. So I just thought that sounded
Okay.
interesting. Also, the cover is super intriguing. So I'm going to check that out this summer.
Gonna have to look that up. Um, so I have one coming out on the first day of summer. I did not do that on purpose, but now that I see it, I'm excited. That I feel like I'm some sort of I'm making up for the drooling. Anyway, so Lapvona, the Tessa
Oh, with
Moshfegh
that
that's
lamb on
coming
the
out
cover
next
or whatever that
week
is.
with the lamb on the
Mm-hmm.
cover. I'm excited to get more Otessa Moshfegh in my life. And it says, in a village in a medieval fiefdom, buffeted by natural disasters, a motherless shepherd boy finds himself the unlikely pivot of a power struggle that puts all manner of faith to a savage test in a spellbinding novel that represents Otessa Moshfegh's most exciting leap yet.
Mm, yeah,
It just sounds interesting and so very different than my year of rest and
for
relaxation. It just feels like
sure.
a good pivot to make and be like, oh, well, let's see what you can do with something that's very different.
For sure.
So, and are we? Do we want to? I'll give you a publishing house in case you care. It's coming from Penguin
All right. Okay.
because I can. I will.
Okay.
I wonder if you have this one on your list. My next one. You go. What's your
Oh,
next one?
okay. My next one is called Five Part Invention. And
Mm-hmm.
this is by Andrea J. Buchanan. And it's out July 5th from Pegasus Books. Um, I'm going to read you a little bit of the synopsis. Sorry, my phone just like froze. Thanks, Apple, for this crappy glass here. All right.
I don't know why I warbled, but I did.
It says
Enjoy it.
five-part invention wrestles with the question, if trauma echoes through generations, can love echo too? Is the love we transmit enough to undo the trauma of the past that we unwittingly carry with us and often reenact in the present? That's all I'm going to give you.
Hmm.
So that's Five-Part
Hmm.
Invention by Andrea J. Buchanan. Comes out July 5th from Pegasus Books.
So I have a Life Ceremony by Sayaka Murata,
Same.
who wrote the. Yeah, I figured you'd have that one. It's out July 5th from Grove, and this is her like collection of short stories. I think it's like her first collection of short stories for us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the long-awaited first short story collection by author of the cult sensation Convenience Store Woman, tales of weird love, heartfelt friendships, and the unsettling nature of human existence. I think that this is going to be fun. You get 12 stories.
Mm-hmm.
I want 12
I want 12
stories.
stories as well.
So yeah, so that's July 5th and I'm excited.
Okay.
So I just took one off your list. Ha!
Okay. All right. So I have for my next pick, it is called Groupies by Sarah Priscus. And this is out
Mhm.
July 12th from Warrior Morrow, which means you'll probably get a copy of this.
I don't know, they're changing their influencer program, so maybe not. I got an email that they're like pausing their influencer program and re-looking because the way they had been doing it, I noticed that they were like, so they would send you an email and they'd be like, pick 4
Yeah.
books from this list, and like every month. And then like the last couple months, I thought they were just not wanting to work with me and they were sending sort of different emails to people, but then it would be like 3 books, 2 books, 1 book. And then this last month we got like, we're changing our influencer program. So
Interesting.
stay tuned.
Okay. All right, William Morrow.
So
So,
so I might not get
oh,
it. We'll see.
yikes. Okay. Well, this is the debut. And it says, I'm trying to get through all the little scruffy. Okay, it's in 1977, and Fawn Novak is in love with rock and roll. After her mother's death, Fawn, a naive college dropout, grabs her Polaroid and hops on a Greyhound to Los Angeles. In the City of Angels, she reconnects with her charismatic childhood friend Josie, now an up and coming model and muse. To make the reunion even sweeter, Josie is now dating Cal Holiday, the frontman of the superstar rock band Holiday's Son, and Fawn is positively mesmerized. I love it. I love it.
Ooh, you love a good music book.
Because I love music. And this has given
You
me
do
like
love a good
Almost
music
Famous
book.
vibes. Did you ever watch that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course I
Yeah.
did.
So yeah.
I used to watch movies and then I grew up and stopped caring. So no, I don't have time. I've like lost all the time, so other things have taken priority. So this I didn't actually even know was coming out, and I just found it researching, and I'm like, well, I kind of need this. So this is Agent Josephine, American Beauty, French hero and British spy, out July 12th by Damian Lewis, and
Mm.
it's a nonfiction about Josephine Baker.
Mm.
Singer actress beauty spy during World War II, Josephine Baker, the world's richest and most glamorous entertainer, was an Allied spy in occupied France. And that just sounds so fun. Prior to World War II, Josephine Baker was a music hall diva renowned for her singing and dancing, in case somebody doesn't know who the heck she was. Her beauty and sexuality, and she was the highest paid female performer in Europe. When the Nazis seized her adopted city, Paris, she was banned from the stage along with all Negroes and Jews. Yet instead of returning to America, she vowed to stay and fight the Nazi evil. Overnight, she went from performer to resistance
Mm.
spy.
I want to read it. It
Josephine
sounds.
Baker's a very
She
interesting person,
is.
and I'm super excited. So it's from like Public Affairs, which I don't even know what that is, but it sounds like the government's putting it out, but it looks, doesn't it? It's coming from Public
Oh, that's
Affairs.
funny.
What? Okay. Yeah. So that's July 15th. I think I said 12th, something like
Okay.
that. 12th. Whatever one's a Tuesday. 12th.
Okay. All right.
So
Don't let me forget about that. That sounds really good. All right.
well, it's going to be in the show notes.
Oh,
So how could
duh.
you forget about it?
Yes. Somebody needs to give me their ISBN 13 numbers for the show notes.
They're all in my thing. Don't worry.
Shoo, you just.
I haven't slept in like 2 days, not properly. So you're getting whatever version of Alyssa this is. So just enjoy it while it
I'm
lasts.
here for it. All right. The next book on my list is Sirens and Muses by Antonia Angress, Angress. And this is out July 12th from Ballantine. Or is it Ballantine? Do you know? I don't know.
No, I would say Valentine just
Mm.
because that's what I would say, but that does not mean it's
It does
right.
not mean it's right. All right, just a very quick little. It says 4 artists are drawn into a web of rivalry and desire at an elite art school on the streets of New York in this magnificent debut for fans of Writers and Lovers and The Goldfinch. Both books I loved. So
No, so it's for
it is
Naomi.
for me. For me.
This is one you will not be excited for because you dropped this bombshell,
Oh,
but
what?
The Daughter of Dr. Moreau
Oh.
by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, because I do have and read like almost all of her books. So July 19th, this one comes out, and this is I they don't give me a nice like synopsis blurby thing. So this is coming out from Del Rey, and this is about a young woman growing up on a distant and luxuriant estate, safe from the conflict and strife of the Yucatan Peninsula. The only daughter of a researcher who is either a genius or a madman. Then you have this other gentleman who's a melancholic overseer with a tragic past and a propensity for alcohol, an outcast who assists Dr. Moreau in his experiments, which are financed by Lizalds, owners of the magnificent haciendas and plentiful coffers. So you're basically getting a reimagining of the island of Dr. Moreau. And I'm excited to see what she does with this because she's really good about like setting and place
Mm-hmm.
and atmosphere. So I'm curious to see how she does with this.
Ooh.
So, and
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna look to you to let me know what you think about it, and
I will let you
you
know.
know, all that good stuff. All right, next on my list is Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, and this is
I
out. Excuse me.
I keep forgetting that I have that it's out from the UK. It's not out here
Yeah, it's
yet.
the UK cover that I'm going to be getting though. I hate this US cover. It's
Yeah.
horrible. And it came out in the UK back in March, but it's coming out in the US July 12th from Flatiron Books. And it says Leah is changed. Months earlier, she left for a routine expedition. Only this time, her submarine sank to the seafloor. When she finally surfaces and returns home, her wife, Marie, I don't know, knows that something is wrong. Barely eating and lost in her thoughts, Leah rotates between rooms in their apartment, running the taps morning and night. As Marie searches for answers, desperate to understand what happened below the water, she must face the possibility that the woman she loves is slipping from her grasp. I can't wait to read this.
It just sounds so good. I'm so excited for
And
this.
just so you know, this
Um,
will be our, I think, our December book pick for the year, book club pick for the year. So,
my family group chat is going off. I just want you to know that. So, my next one on my list, I'm glad I turned my ringer off. I don't know why everyone was quiet all day, and then they were like, you know what? This is an excellent time to start texting. So, I also have, sorry, I was like, I got distracted. I was like, did I screw up? I didn't screw up. This is just because it's
mm-hmm.
translated that it's coming out at a different time. So, Fish Swimming in Dappled Sunlight by Riku Anda, who is a mystery writer, and this comes out on the 26th of July from Bitter Lemon
I love
Press.
that bitter lemon. I love that.
And this is translated from Japanese. And this is set in Tokyo over the course of one night. Eiki and Hiro, or Akai, I don't know. I don't speak words. Have decided to be together one last time in their shared flat before parting. Their relationship is broken down after a mountain trek during which their guide died inexplicably. Now each believes the other to be a murderer and is determined to extract a confession before the night is over. Who is the murderer and what really happened on the mountain?
Mm. Hmm.
I thought you might like that
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yes. My ears are like,
So
what? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I tried to get like a decent mix of stuff in
Yeah.
here
All right.
this time around.
Okay. My next one is Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey, who I really enjoy. I read her other two books, Magic for Liars and Upright Women Wanted. Love them both. So I'm really excited for
I
this.
still really want to read Upright
Yeah.
Women
So
Wanted.
this is out July 19th from Tor Books. And it says,
Which one is it? Say the name again. Sorry.
wait, the title? Just Like
Yeah.
Home by Sarah Gailey.
Yeah, I don't have that
Okay.
one.
So it says Vera's mother called and Vera obeyed. In spite of their long estrangement, in spite of the memories, she's come back to the home of a serial killer, back to face the love she had
Hmm.
for her father and the bodies he buried there. I'm in.
We love
We
serial
do.
killers,
I'm
like
in.
from a distance.
Yes.
So this one I've seen around, and I didn't really know why everyone was excited about it. And then I kind of read the blurb, and I was like, "Oh well, that sounds interesting." And it's The Last White Man by Motion Hobby,
Mm-hmm.
and it's out on August 2nd. And let's see, do 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 do. One morning, a man wakes up to find himself transformed. Overnight, Anders' skin has turned dark, and the reflection in the mirror seems a stranger to him. At first, he shares his secret only with Una, an old friend turned new lover. Soon, reports of similar events begin to surface across the land. People are awakening in new incarnations, and uncertain how their neighbors, friends, and family will greet them. Some see the transformations as a long dreaded overturning of the established order that must be resisted to a bitter end. In many, like Anders' father and Una's mother, a sense of profound loss and unease wars with profound love. As the bond between Anders and Una deepens, change takes on a different shading, a chance at a kind of rebirth, an opportunity to see ourselves face to face anew. I'm just like,
And that's from Riverhead, yeah.
mm-hmm.
I hope I get it. I did fill out their little influencer thing, so we'll see. Because that one intrigued me.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, what? It's short too. It's only 192
Mm-hmm.
pages. I'm like, what are you, sir? So,
I love it. All right,
mm-hmm.
this next one is a doozy of a description, but my next book is called, and I really want to read this one so badly, Mercury Pictures Presents by Anthony Mara. And this is out August 2nd from Hogarth Press. I feel like whatever little bit I read, it's not going to like make sense, but I'm going to just give you a little bit. Okay, the epic tale of a brilliant woman who must reinvent herself to survive. Moving from Mussolini's Italy to 1940s Los Angeles, like many before her, Maria Lagana has come to Hollywood to outrun her past. Born in Rome, where every Sunday her father took her to the cinema instead of church, Maria immigrates with her mother to Los Angeles after a childhood transgression leads to her father's arrest. I'll just stop there. This synopsis is very, very long, and I'm terrified it's going to spoil something for me. That's why I don't read them in full. But that's Mercury Pictures
Mm.
Presents by Anthony Mara, out August 2nd from Hogarth Press.
So I thought that this was already out, but I guess it's not. I just have been seeing about it for a while, and that is book two. In it's this. The first book was Boyfriend Material, and now it's Husband Material by Alexis Hall. I loved Boyfriend Material. That book was hilarious. Um, and now book two is coming out on August 2nd, and I feel like a good romance is always perfect for summer. So Wanted, one very real husband, nowhere near perfect, but desperately trying his best. In Boyfriend Material, Luke and Oliver met, pretend to fall in love, fall in love for real, dealt with heartbreak and disappointment in a family of friends, and somehow figured out a way to make it work. Now it seems like everyone around them is getting married, and Luke's feeling the social pressures to propose.
Mm. Boyfriend Material, is that the book that has like the UK flag or something on the cover, or is that something else? Okay.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I really enjoyed it. It's very lighthearted. You would like it. You probably have the audiobook if you downloaded it from Libro.
Okay.
It's good. I have a couple sequels on here actually. My next one's the sequel too.
Okay. All right. My next book is All This Could Be Different by Sarah Thankum Matthews, and this is out August 2nd from Viking. It says, graduating into the long maw of an American recession. I don't know how to say this name. Um, I don't know. Someone is one of the fortunate ones. She's moved to Milwaukee for an entry level corporate job that, grueling as it may be, is the key that unlocks every door. She can pick up the tab at dinner with her new friend Tig, get her college buddy Tom hired alongside her, and send money to her parents back in India. She begins dating women, soon developing a burning crush on Marina, a beguiling and beautiful dancer who always seems just out of reach. But before long, trouble arrives. I'll stop there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we love
Yeah, I love
trouble.
trouble too.
Um, so weirdly, I have not recommended anything from Tor yet, so I must. First, you must read All of Us Villains, which is out from Tor Teen, and that's by Amanda Foody and Christina Lynn Herman. And book two is coming out, All of Our Demise, and that comes out August 30th, so right near the end of the
Mm-hmm.
summer. And this is kind of like if you like magic-y
Mm-hmm.
things and you like Hunger Games, it's like a fun version of that. Basically, these I can't remember how many there are, six or seven. There's a group of like magical teenagers, young adults, that have to. They get like this thing that they didn't know. This like battle comes up,
Yeah.
like every other book that has this premise, and they basically are stuck in this like magic bubble, and they're supposed to be battling each other until the death. And that's where the kind of the first book one is, and there's all these like different things that they have to do, and they all kind of have different
Right.
magics, and it's just really fun. So I'm excited for book two to come out. I don't want to say too much about book two, obviously, because this is the sequel. You know, you need to read the
Mm-hmm.
first one. But it's just a good time if you like those kinds of books. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Okay. All right, my next one I'm very excited about because I really enjoyed the Revisioners. This is On the Rooftop by Margaret Wilkerson Sexton. And this is out September 6th by Echo. And it says a stunning novel about a mother whose dream of musical stardom for her three daughters collides with the daughters' ambitions for their own lives. Set against the backdrop of gentrifying 1950s San Francisco, at home they are just sisters, but on stage they are the Salvations. Ruth, Esther, and Chloe have been singing and dancing in harmony since they could speak. Thanks to the rigorous direction of their mother Vivian, they've become a bona fide girl group whose shows are the talk of the jazz era Fillmore. I'm just so in. I'm so in.
Well, yeah, it's a book about music.
I'm
Naomi's
so
in.
in.
Um, so I have another book from Tor. Did you think that Tor was going to
No,
get
I
out of
didn't.
here? No. So the Book Eaters, which I've had my eyes on for a while because they have a really cool cover, and it's by Sonia Dean. It comes out August 2nd. And let me see if I can get you a nice punchy little thing. The Book Eaters is a darkly sweet pastry of a book about family betrayal
Mm.
and the lengths we go to for the ones we love. A delicious modern fairy tale.
Yes.
The truth is found between the stories we're fed and the stories we hunger for. I believe this is like people actually like eat books, like physically eat the books. So it just sounded like fun and just a good time. So yeah, that comes out at the very end, August 30th from Tor.
I love it. I want to read that actually.
I think I have an e-arc of
Yeah,
it
it
somewhere.
sounds
I'm
really
sure I have
good.
an e-arc of it.
All right, my last one on the list is Boulder by Eva Baltazar. I think this is translated from Catalan by Julia Sanchez, and this is out August 2nd from And Other Stories. So it says, working as a cook on a merchant ship, a woman comes to know and love Samsa, a woman who gives her the nickname Boulder. When Samsa gets a job in Reykjavik and the couple decides to move there together, Samsa decides that she wants to have a child. She is already 40 and can't bear to let another opportunity pass her by. Boulder is less enthused, but doesn't know how to say no, and so finds herself dragged along on a journey that feels as thankless as it is alien. Yes, I'm excited.
I have two more because I'm just like that. And
Mm-hmm.
one is really obvious, and I don't think I really need to say a lot about it because if you're listening to this and you spend any time in the bookish space, you've already heard about this. But Babel from R.F. Kuang
Mm-hmm.
comes out on August 23rd. And I'm excited from that. That's from Harbor Voyager. I was not blessed to be on the ARC list for this, but I don't care. I've had it pre-ordered for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I don't really want I don't think I need to go in depth about that. I feel like everybody kind of has seen that floating around, and if you haven't, you will. But on September 13th, I did not know that this was coming out, and I think it's a very fun little thing. So this is called Marple: 12 New Stories by Multiple Authors. So Agatha Christie's legendary sleuth Jane Marple returns to solve 12 baffling cases in this brand new collection penned by a host of acclaimed authors skilled in the fine art of murder and mystery. And I believe like Lee Bardugo's in here. I'm going to pull it up and tell you. Lee Bardugo, Lucy Foley, Ruth Ware, Kate Moss. Like there's so many different people that have Alyssa Cole, um, Carrie Ann McManus. There's a bunch of people that are here writing stories. So I just feel like what a fun little collection of little short stories. And I like the idea of, I just love how many people
I think Book Riot was
have,
talking about this book recently.
it's just, Agatha Christie she's like
Yeah.
legendary. Like she's, I feel like a lot of, and this is from William Morrow as well. It would be really great if I got a copy of this, but I don't know what's going on over there. So it just uh, sounds like it's going to be fun. And so she is the most widely published author of all time, Agatha Christie, outsold only by the Bible and Shakespeare.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
So I love a good Agatha
I have
Christie.
another one if you have
Um,
another one.
Yeah, go. Well, those are all of
Okay.
mine.
This is Nettle Black by Nat Reeve, and this is out June 23rd from Cipher Press.
Hmm.
Nettleback is a neo Victorian queer farce that follows a runaway heiress and an organization of crime fighting misfits as they struggle with the misdeeds besieging a rural English town. The year is 1893. Having run away from her family home to escape an arranged marriage, Welsh heiress Henry Nettleback finds herself ambushed, robbed, and then saved by the mysterious Daliangle Division, part detective agency, part neighborhood watch. Desperate to hide from her older sisters, Henry disguises herself and enlists, but the division soon finds itself under siege from a spate of crimes and must fight for its very survival.
Oh, that
It
sounds
does
fun.
sound really fun. Yeah.
All right. So that's a good little list of books. I feel like you got a nice little.
Yeah.
I can squeeze a little nonfiction in there
Yeah.
for you.
I'm excited.
And I have so many more
Yeah.
too, but I wanted to keep some things for the next video we're filming because one of those questions was, what do you want to read by the end of the
Mm-hmm.
year? And some of those things are a bunch of arcs that have been sitting here for a while.
Yeah.
So I have a little stack you can't really see off camera, but they're like kind of here. So
Yeah. I think this has really been just a standout year for frontlist books.
Mhm.
I mean, I
It's been a
it
good
really
year.
has. It really has. And when I think about what's coming out in the fall, quite exciting. Quite exciting.
Do you think it has anything to do with us all being stuck at home for about 2 years?
No, because a good book is still a good book, and a shitty one is still a shitty one.
True. And you heard it here, folks.
I'm just saying. All right. Is it book
Oh,
recommendation
God.
time?
It is book
Take it
recommendation time. I feel
away.
like I'm going to recommend a book that you've already recommended, but it doesn't hurt to
Okay.
recommend it again because I finally own a
All
copy
right.
of it. And that is Detransition Baby
I don't.
by Tori
We've
Peters. I
talked about
believe
it.
you have.
Have I recommended it? It doesn't matter. I know
I
we've
don't know
talked
about
about it.
if we have, we're recommending it again. If for some reason you have not read this, go read it. It's phenomenal. Discussing what it means to be a trans woman, what is family, what does it mean to detransition. Like it is so complex and like beautiful in all the emotions that get brought up throughout it. It is amazing. Like it's just the relationships in this, the family,
Mm-hmm.
like alternative, I hate the word alternative, but like alternative
I just
families,
say
uh
non-traditional.
and making them like I like books that give them the space to show that they are just as valid as a traditional family and sometimes maybe even better.
Yeah.
So i i I love this book so much, and you just need to read it.
It's a fantastic, fantastic book.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My recommendation is Hurricane Girl by Marcy.
Mm-hmm. That just
It
came
did
out,
by
right?
Marcy Demansky. This came out yesterday, June 14th. And thank you, Knopf, for sending me this copy. It's a very short book. It's not even 300 pages. It's not even 240 pages. So
That is
it is
very
very
short.
short and propulsive. You just don't want to stop. Um, okay, so we follow Allison Brody. She's 32 or 33, and she has just left her Hollywood producer boyfriend, and she sold a script, so she's got a little bit of money, and she moves to the East Coast and buys herself a lovely little beach home. She's in love with it. She adores it. She's in there in the home about a week and a half, and then a hurricane comes in and just basically decimates her house. Now, I'm trying, so I'm reading the synopsis, and it tells quite a bit. I wasn't going to tell all of that, and I'm conflicted on what I should say. So I'm going to say this. She goes home with a man. Something terrible happens, and she ends up having a really serious surgery. Okay.
Oh,
Um she's
oh,
she's back home with her mother trying to recover from some surgery, and she ends up staying with the doctor that performed the surgery on her, whom she also went to college with. So they have a history, all right? And she's really obsessed with swimming and being in the pool. And he lives in a very fancy high rise that has a beautiful pool. So she's thinking, I can stay here. It's comfortable here. It's safe here. And there's a pool. Now, because we don't really get a lot of backstory about Allison, because we're only like a few pages in before boom, hurricane, she has a surgery. So I don't really get to know her. You don't really know what she's about, what her thought process is like. So as I'm reading this book, she's doing and saying odd things. And as a reader, I'm like, is this just how Allison is? Or is she kind of messed up from the surgery? Or is she having some
Mm.
kind of traumatic response from what she went through that led her to having the surgery? And
Oh, that's
very interesting.
interesting.
And so for me, the question was never really answered. I just really
Oh.
enjoyed this book. It was really good because I just never knew like the true headspace of Allison. Is this really Allison? Or is this traumatized Allison? Or is this post-surgery
Ooh.
Allison?
I love a good narrator main character that you just can't
Right.
trust.
Because
I love
she
it.
said wild things, she did odd things. It's just a lot of things were adding up. Like, I don't, Allison, I don't think that's a good idea. But I really,
Allison, I don't know if you
I
want to
don't know
do
if you want to
that.
do that. It was really, really good. I highly recommend Hurricane Girl. Out
I'm
now.
seeing it. I'm seeing it make the rounds now all around Instagram. So I have a feeling it's going to be one that people
Yeah. And
love.
it's so short.
Yeah. That always gives books like a better leg up, I feel
Yeah.
like, because so many people get scared about the chunky
Oh,
books, which I
don't
think
be
is silly,
scared.
but they
It's the
do.
chunky books are just like reading 2 or 3 300-page novels. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just reading a few books, but in one
That's it.
sitting, you're
That's
fine.
it. All right, what do you have? Oh, did you go already? You went already.
Yeah, I
I
went
have
already. Are you
no, I'm
okay?
not
Did you
okay.
have
I'm not
heat stroke?
okay.
Did you
I'm
have heat
not okay.
stroke?
I have a little headache. I'm not okay.
You need we need to do something with you, my darling.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
We need to help you.
All right. This is a good show.
It was a good show. I hope you guys enjoy. Please remember to review us over on Apple Podcast. If you can review us on anywhere else that you listen to us,
Yes.
that would be fantastic.
Yes.
We appreciate it. Yeah, that's it. I think that's all
That's
I
all
got.
I
What do
got.
you got?
We're out of here. Let's call it one and done. Bye.
Bye.